Big Saturday. I have Telephone Man here with us this morning, and what have you got to say, Telephone Man?
I have our new Team Eller slogan, our tribe.
What is it, Eller?
It's all right now. And that's as much as we can pray for and hope for.
That's right. It's all right now.
The cancer battle doesn't stop. The little things that it gives you for recognizing that it's there don't stop. But it's all right now.
It is alright, as long as I have my Lord beside me, it is alright. As long as I have His hands to hold, as long as He watches over my soul, as long as I'm under His control.
Right now.
Well, somebody just told me, after all these weeks of doing so good and thinking I am so perfect, there's nothing like a humbling experience to bring you back down by not turning your mic on. So here I am sitting here talking about everything, just going on about what a great night it was last night at the Road to Life with Tim Tebow, telling you stories about Tim Tebow. Guess what? You didn't hear any of it, did you? Oh, my God, Ann. Okay, to those that have just been, and I haven't even been looking at the messages coming in. I've been looking at anything. I was so impressed with what I was talking about. Pride goeth before a fall. Yeah, boom. Anyways, I'm Ann Eller right here. Princess Penny is here. Quickly, I'm going to tell you, just to recap, this was such a beautiful night last night. The storyline with Tim Tebow is, wouldn't it be great if Greenwood could become a community that loves each other? Wouldn't it be great if communities could say that they want love and life versus angst, anger, and not coming together? And that is was one part of the message. The other part was telling a lot about his life. He was known as Timmy the Tumor because I guess they thought she was pregnant, but then they also thought she had a tumor. And as I was saying, the storyline was there was only a little piece of the placenta that was attached to him, and so he did not get as much nourishment as he should have been getting. So when he was born, he was very small. But boy, he made up for it. If you see the pictures, I haven't posted them yet on Facebook, of Timmy the Tumor next to Ann Eller. I must have been totally deprived all my life. If that's what that looks like. He is a tall, good-looking guy, and he is passionate. He is passionate about life. He is passionate about saving lives, whether saving babies from abortion, whether saving children from abuse. He is passionate. So one of his stories that he told that I'll just share with you that I thought was so fun. Since I've already shared it one time, I ought to be able to share it again. I am so sorry this morning. I am just so sorry. Oh, I am tired. But that's no excuse. All right, the Hardy must go on. The Hardy must go on. All right, so here's the story that he shared about he married when he was trying out for professional football teams. He said they go through all these different testing and everything, and he had this one doctor that, or observer of his, was everything that he did, the doctor was and he got to the end and he went So we asked the doctor, what is there something wrong, or what are you seeing, or whatever? And finally the doctor said, yeah, you're colorblind. And Tim looked at him and I'm paraphrasing the story, and Tim goes, what? And he goes, yeah, you're colorblind. You're colorblind. Well, up to that point, Tim didn't know. His family didn't know. Nobody knew that he was colorblind. And he said it made for a great way when you threw an interception to say, I thought it was our color of the team. The jersey was the right color. So, I mean, there were such great lines in that. One other quick story was when his wife and he were expecting their first child. His wife wanted to do something for a gender reveal, and they decided they would be blindfolded and they'd paint on this canvas in whatever color, I believe is where what I gathered at the end, whatever color, but they wouldn't know what color they were painting, but they would paint on this, and then they would keep this painting and put it in the baby's room, and that would always be symbolic of the beginning of the life of their child. Well, so they do the painting, and they're blindfolded, and people would tell them paint a little bit higher, paint a little bit lower, to the left, to the right, and they get finished and everything. They take off the blindfolds, and his wife goes, "Oh, it's a girl." And Tim is just going, "Oh yeah," jumping up and down and being excited, but he could not tell what color it was. I think he said he thought it was brown, but it actually was pinky mauve color. And she looked at him and he goes, "Don't you remember? I'm colorblind." Oh my goodness. But a good sport as he was, and as important as he knew it was to be right there with his wife and be encouraging and being positive, he played the game. And that was I thought that was a funny line. But it also symbolizes something about being there for somebody regardless of your condition and supporting that person. And that's what Tim Tebow was doing in that moment. So there were a lot of good teachable moments in that. We will be, I did record the speech, so I'll be trying to spend some time picking out maybe some of the high points from my perspective, because I think this is a speech where everybody would get something different out of it. But in the end, the Crossroads Women's Center did such an excellent job, from the treatment of those who have given to their organization. Yes, there was a VIP for those who have gone outstanding above and beyond to do things for their organization, to the care and detail. Nobody can complain about not being able to hear Tim Tebow. Custom Audio did a great job. It was just perfect. So I hope that when you are looking at giving donations between now and the end of the year, that you will consider Crossroads Women's Center. They are on a capital campaign to enclose part of their where the carport is. They want to enclose that so they can add more to that. They also have started a satellite office in Abbeville and in McCormick. So that is the direction. And again, I've talked about this a lot. Crossroads Women's Center gives a free pregnancy test and a free ultrasound. And they do this so that people will be able to make an informed decision. Women will be able to make, families will be able to make an informed decision about the future of the life that they carry. And I think that is a beautiful thing. And I think that they are there to support. We need more support. There are only, in our state, there are only 27 women's pregnancy centers across the state. So that is something that needs to be looked at too. Anyways, it was a great night last night. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Penny was a little irritated because she didn't get to go, but she would have wanted to be the center of attention, and it really wasn't about her. I do want to say, for all the people that come up and tell me how much they enjoy me, that really was the cherry on top of this beautiful night we had last night. So thank you. Thank you very much. All right, now, let's get back to reality, Ann. Fortunately for that hour, you actually were painted a vision of something that could be. In this world today, though, once you zap out of that dream and get back to reality, you realize how hard it would be to attain that dream. And yesterday, we had another shooting right here. Well, another, let's see, what is it? A teen is in custody after shots were fired at a car on Thursday in the vicinity of Woodrow Avenue at about 5:32, according to Greenwood Police Chief T.J. Shadon. The person is facing charges of attempted murder with more charges possible, and that the investigation is ongoing. I don't know whether, according to what I'm reading here, there may be more out there. On social media, there's always more stories than some turn out to be true, some turn out not to be true. But the bottom line is that is what the official report is. So we will have to wait and see where this is going. If this is a minor, if it's under 17, I believe it is, they will be transported. If they're held, they will be transported to the Juvenile Detention Service down there in Colombia. And guess what? That will be another $150 a day. So now we're up to, if this third one, and I don't know at this moment because there's not enough information out there, that will be $450 a day. $450 a day. With 3. And I don't know if we have any others down there or not, but just in the last few weeks, I'm just calculating because I am totally amazed that that's how much it costs. 450 times 7 days. Oh my God. $450 a day times 7 days is not that answer. I had it. $450 times 7. $3,150 a week to keep juveniles I'll use the word incarcerated. They can't, of course, go into the general population. They have to be separated. The only facility that we have that they can go to is down there in Colombia. Every time they need to move them, bring them to court, any of those type of activities, we have to pay for doing that. We pay for it because our people, sheriff's department, police department, have to go pick them up. This is insane. This is insane. It is insane that we have already lost several lives this year due to gun violence, that people have decided that shooting up things, shooting up cars, like what happened last Saturday night, Sunday morning over there at Lamar's, right over there next to Ollie's. This is insane. I do not understand what's happening. So, a lot of people are talking about having a meeting, having all this type of thing. We've been down this road before on meetings. For what purpose? If it has a purpose and there is something that can be done, I personally think that we need more patrols on the road. Now, we need the police out there in force, the sheriff's department. Greenwood County is a big area to cover. The sheriff's department is always stretched because it is, quote, a big area to cover. I think the police department, as far as within the city, actually has a pretty good force, but we're going to have to do something extra. What are you saying, Penny? We need to do something extra to make sure that we are... Penny, what's wrong with you? That we are covering this city, particularly... last night, that was a Thursday. Broad daylight, 5:30 in the evening. What the heck is going on? I don't know. But this is too much, and we have to get a handle on it. But I'm not sure. Meeting, talking, this is not the answer. We need to just like that. Nobody's going to like this. Just like what Trump did, bring in the National Guard in Washington D.C. He's had a traumatic change. Well, we have got to do something similar in our own city to get this under control, because this city right now in teenagers is out of control. I don't know. That's just my take on it. I'm sure there are other people that say, oh no, we could sit down and talk about it and we could change the focus. I don't think so. I think when you have a situation like this, you better get it under control, because what happens? It just keeps spiraling out of control. So, And a curfew won't do you any good if they're willing to shoot at 5:30 in the afternoon. That surely isn't going to do you any good. So what would you suggest? Got an idea or a question? 864-332-9355. 864-332-9355. Give me a call, 864-332-9355. Make a comment on Facebook Live. Love to hear what you're thinking here this morning. So let me know. How do you think we should handle this? Does anybody have any ideas? Well, looks like we do. We got lots of comments. Yeah, there's no sound on the radio. How about now, Steph? Have I got it now? Yes, okay. It costs that much. Yes. One of our texters says, it costs that much to keep a juvenile for a week in detention. 3,000, well, that was for 3, just FYI. If we divide it by 3, that would be $1,050 per person per week. So, but the city, and who pays for that? The city of Greenwood pays for that. So that's taking away from their budget. I don't even know. I haven't ever asked the question. I don't even know how they have a contingency for that in their budget. I don't know how you have a line item potential dollars we will have to spend to keep juveniles down at the detention center in Columbia. I don't know. I really need to find that out. But Stephanie says it costs that much. Let's see. She says, let's see, let me get this. It costs that much to keep a juvenile for a week in detention, and they expect us to live off of minimum wage. $1,000 a week is more than I make, where I work, and have been there for 20 years. Yes, I do. So how does this jive? How does this jive with what we're dealing with here? Well, I don't think it does. And so I would be curious as to hear what you think we should be doing about this. People all over are talking about having a meeting. Excuse me. People are talking all over about having a meeting. We tried that several years ago when this happened, didn't we? I don't think it went anywhere, if I remember correctly. Okay. It didn't go anywhere then. I don't think it will go anywhere now. We have taken many years of being able to tamp it down. The community policing is a good idea. It does help in getting people to give information. But here we are again, early summer. It's not even summer. It's just spring. I mean, it's like, my God, we got daylight savings time and everybody went crazy. Oh, maybe that's it. We don't need daylight savings time. That's what somebody's going to say now. I like daylight savings time. Anyways, I don't know what the answer is. I would be curious if you had one. I think we need more police on more patrols out there, more patrols out there. I'm not saying we need the National Guard, but if we have many more, we are going to need the National Guard here in Greenwood. My God, this is just unbelievable. All right, so let's flip over here. Police chief urges a community action amid rise in violent crime. If you see something, say something. That is a terrific policy. But in the meantime, we can't wait to have another life taken from us. We can't wait to see if a community action following a rise in gun-related incidents in Greenwood. The Index reached out to local law enforcement for comment on the recent trend and how agencies are responding. Since January, there have been 6 shootings in Greenwood, including 5 within the city and 1 in the county. 2 of those incidents were fatal, claiming the lives of a 17-year-old and a 41-year-old. Police Chief T.J. Shadone in this article says he's aware of the increase. Thank you. And wants the community to know it is being taken seriously. The safety of our residents is our highest priority, TJ said. Let me reassure you, we are fully committed to addressing this issue with urgency and precision. The problem, well, let me go ahead and just finish this. TJ said they've increased patrols in areas where violent incidents have been more concentrated, with a focus on individuals known to be involved in violent activity. This includes targeted patrols during peak times, as well as deploying special units to focus on these locations. Well, that is all good. We're not just adding more officers randomly. We're using crime data and intelligence, AI, to guide where and when those resources are deployed. Our goal is both prevention and rapid response while remaining a visible presence that reassures the community. Josh Hood, captain of community services with the Sheriff's Department, said deputies have been assisting regardless of jurisdiction. We are seeking indicators that point to things like ongoing disputes between individuals or groups, illegal firearm access, and in some cases, gang-related activity, TJ said. Border issues such as economic stress, lack of opportunity, and conflict resolution challenges can also contribute. He emphasized that enforcement alone will not solve the issues and pointed to the importance of community involvement. Lasting change requires strong partnerships with community leaders, schools, family, and residents. We need your help. If you see something, say something. Information from the public plays a critical role in preventing violence and solving crimes. Shadone said the department remains committed to transparency and long-term progress, noting the issue is not a quick fix. I love this community as my entire family, kids, and grandkids attend the public schools and local churches, and our department remains steadfast in our unwavering commitment to the citizens of Greenwood. Well, TJ, you are right. In one aspect, you are right. But here, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, and I am not law enforcement, I just have a mouth and a platform. I think we're going to have to step it up to calm it down. Again, I refer to Washington, D.C., which was totally out of control. I certainly am not suggesting that we need a National Guard approach, but they certainly were able to change, and we are certainly not Washington, D.C. But maybe we need some extra patrols. Maybe we do need some extra patrols to make these people understand that this is not acceptable behavior, and Greenwood is not the ground to have this here. I will reach out. I will reach out to. I'm going to reach out to TJ and just talk about it with him and see what we can find out. But the bottom line is, we cannot, as a community that had a very low rate before the end of the year last year, and all of a sudden it has exploded. People are not going to want to go out. People are not going to want to go to some of the events and everything around here. This becomes an economic problem. Not only that, I mean, if you look at the tourism industry in our community, right? Everybody is touting the numbers, the community growth, all these things. You have this going on, and guess what? People aren't going to want to go out. People are going to be wondering, should they go out? I mean, over there at Ollie's the other night. Yes, it was at 12 o'clock at night, but yesterday's shooting was at 5:30 in the afternoon. This is not only at night. This is not a late night thing. It looks like anytime we need to pull out a gun and shoot up a car or shoot at somebody, we're going to do it. This is too much, entirely too much. So I just had one of my texters say, this is too much. That's right. We need to call the National Guard. I don't know if there is a step between calling in the National Guard and where we're at, but we need more help over here. I believe, haven't they even had a shooting or two over in Abbeville? I don't understand what has brought about all this angst. Let's go ahead and check the text line and see what we've got coming in here. I got it. Yes, here we go. Let me see what any other texters are saying here this morning. You have a couple of ways you can respond here. You can go on WCRS text line. Yes, we got another one right here. You can go on our text line. 864-332-9355. You can text or call and leave a message, and it will turn it into a text. So this is a great way for me to get it quickly while you're on the show. Oh, yeah, dead air. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about that one today, Steph, but that is a good topic too that I actually have done a little bit of work on. So we'll come back to that one. Any other comments on Facebook here this morning? Let's check the Facebook place and see. Is this where it is? Yes. $1,000 a week is more than I make, and you know where I work and have been there for 20 years. Absolutely. So all I want to say is I think they need to take a more aggressive stance. I think we cannot wait. I think sometimes as public, we wait too long. The people are nervous. The people are upset. The people are wondering what's going to happen. I am not for calling out the National Guard. But maybe there is something between the National Guard and what we have here that we could have more patrols, more action. And if they know the type of people that are doing this activity, they need to be closely watched, in my opinion. End of discussion. You saw what happened in Washington, D.C. It totally was an unsafe place to be. And now Washington, D.C. is a place that people walk around and are excited to be there. You even heard Muriel Bowser, who didn't believe that the National Guard could come in and change everything. She was so much against it. Now she says, thank God the National Guard came in. That was an extreme situation. We certainly are not in an extreme situation, but it doesn't take long for things to amp up. So while I don't want to be considered one who is amping things up, I don't want us to wait until it is too late and more lives are lost. It is something that has to stop now. You know, we have these flock cameras all around the city. We have a lot of technology going on. I appreciate the fact that the Sheriff's Department is coming in and helping out where they are, but they are short-staffed. Maybe we need to use EMS. Maybe we need the fire trucks going up and down the roads. I don't know. I have no idea. This is totally out of my wheelhouse, but I know what I hear from the folks out there, and the folks are worried about this whole situation. And as we get ready to go into, yes, Penny, you've got a comment. As we get ready to go into festival season, we certainly don't want to have a situation like this driving people away from coming to our festivals, etc. All right, Penny, do you have something to say here this morning? Yeah, I don't like it when you won't let me go out because you're scared about what might happen. I know. It's kind of worrisome, isn't it? It is. So, let's move on and talk about some other topics. This is another travesty in our community. De'Ara Watson has been the principal of Benjamin Mays for the last 4 or 5 years. She has been the principal over there. Tiara is leaving Benjamin Mays. She is not staying with the school district. This was a public announcement on from the school. I am sorry. I don't know. I'm kind of congested this morning. This was a public announcement from the Penny. What is wrong? From the school district, and she is going to be doing something different. I don't know what different it is going to be. I'm going to say that she will leave a big hole over there at Benjamin Mays. She has been the soul and the heart of Benjamin Mays. Tiara Watson is a terrific individual, a terrific principal, and I cannot imagine. I know that the school district will find a good person to work over there at Benjamin Mays, but if you had seen the comments on Facebook last night on how many people are going to miss her, hate that she's not going to be there for children that they have coming up, how many people talked about the joy in working with her. I can honestly say, although I did not work with her on a daily basis when we did the Blues in the Schools program, where we brought in artists and did all this with Greenwood Performing Arts, Tiara Watson was a real cheerleader for that program, as Terry Allen and more over there. But without Tiara's without her response, her being a cheerleader to the whole program, we probably wouldn't have been able to do as much. And I just want to say, what a terrific person. And wherever she is going, whatever she is going to do, they are blessed to have her. So I'm sure it'll come out in a little bit what she is going to do. But what a loss for District 50. I know every time I talk to the district, anytime I was talking to the district, I'd always say, Tiara Watson, she's great over there. And she is a terrific person. And I just love the fact, that she cared so much about the children at Benjamin Mays. Her teachers, it was a real team effort. So I wanted to say that this morning. She will be sorely missed over there. Yes, I know the district will find somebody good to do the job over there, but they'll have a high, high bar to strive for at Benjamin Mays. Tiara, all the best, but we will miss you at Benjamin Mays. I'm Ann Eller, right here with you this morning. Want to talk about, there's more to talk about, but on this Sappy Friday that we're having, I wanted to talk about for just a few minutes here. Let's see if I can get to it. The last day at Chick-fil-A at the old drive-through. Now I didn't know this, but this was a terrific idea, and this goes to the fact that Brian Whitaker and his wife are truly caring people for our community. They own the Chick-fil-A's here, and they wanted Brenda Bishop to come back and be the last customer at the original drive-thru. Now, that is such, in my opinion, that is such a class act to ask the original owners. Brian and his wife bought the franchise from them, and they asked her to come back to be the last customer at the drive-through. How symbolic, how wonderful is that? That's and going to the event the other night when before they opened, making my ice cream cone myself and doing the twirl and everything with a lot of assistance, I got to admit. It was the best. So they are definitely Greenwood community people, and I wish them all the best with the opening yesterday. They had their loyal fans there to open open the place, and what a great closing down is always difficult of something, but to close it down with the people that you got the Chick-fil-A from originally, what an idea, what a concept. I love it. I love the fact that they are so community oriented and they are always trying to do the best for this community. This new Chick-fil-A, as I talked about yesterday, has so much space and such growth. I didn't realize they're going to have 100 employees at that Chick-fil-A, I guess, alone, is what I'm understanding. That is huge. That is huge. And so as we get ready to enjoy Chick-fil-A with all the things that they're doing and everything, kudos to them. But more important to me is the heart that they show for this community. They could have just shut down the old Chick-fil-A over there, and whoever was the last customer was the last customer. But no, they had the compassion and the caring to bring in Brenda Bishop and say, come be our last customer at a place you started. Class act. Thank you. All right, I'm Ann Eller. I'm here with Penny this morning. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's having a needy morning. Are you having a needy morning? She just winked at me and went, you know what I want. I want my breakfast. And if I say breakfast, I get away with it. If I say the word that begins with D, we'll be in trouble. So anyways, Penny, are you having a good morning this morning? I want chicken. Okay. Penny wants chicken. All right. All right, let's talk about some other things that are going on here. What else is going on here? We got a lot of events this weekend, so we're going to try to go through them pretty darn quickly. Number one, going on today. The plant sale out there at the farmers market is going on today. We got a lot of farmers market at Wilbank Circle. Friday and Saturday. Do I have the hours here? It looks like it's not on this other thing I'm looking at. It goes today from 1 hour for one deal. Hold on a second. Is it on the back here? Yes. Here we go. Friday, April 17th, 10 to 2. They'll have their spring plant sale out there at the Wilbank Center. Saturday, April 18th from 8 to 1. So flowers, vegetables, herbs, garden crafts at the Greenwood County Farmers Market. So that is going on. Now, tomorrow at the Piedmont Agency on Aging, there is a greenhouse out there that is behind the building where the Master Gardeners have. They are having their plant sale Saturday, April 18th from 9 to 2. They have pollinator plants, annual perennials, and native plants, which is pretty cool for our area. So that is tomorrow. And then also tomorrow over there at the Support Horticultural Students, they will have, I think that must start at 9 o'clock, Master Gardeners. Well, anyways, it is also tomorrow, and I think it starts at 8. The one over there at Piedmont Tech starts at 8. Let's see. Also, they are having at Piedmont Tech a festival going on, a car show. Let's see, where is this information? We got it. Okay, plaster. Okay, where is it? All right, well, okay, I actually don't see it there, but they have on Saturday, they will be having a festival, a car show, carnival, all that'll also be going on out there at Piedmont Tech. I believe the plant sale opens at 8 o'clock. It opens an hour before the Master Gardeners one. There you go. That's right. April 18th, 8 to 2. 8 to 2. So these are all grown by students out there, annuals, perennials, hanging baskets, and they said come on out and support them, support the students. So, support horticultural student activities. Prices start at $3. They accept cash cards and checks. That is at the Piedmont Horticultural School, a greenhouse out there. Then they have the carnival going on across the street, the carnival and car show going on across the street. Big time this weekend, right there on Emerald Road. You could spend the whole day right there and not move. But I'm going to suggest there are a lot of other things to do out there. Coming up Saturday, Porch Fest over there in Abbeville. I definitely want to get over there and check that out. A free walkable music festival is coming to historic Abbeville, featuring local talent staged on front porches throughout historic neighborhoods, noon to 8 p.m. Hosted by Abbeville County Chamber of Commerce. You know, I've talked about this before. This is so cool. They're going to have a whole schedule where artists will be performing on front porches. I suggest you probably take a chair with you, so if you want to sit and enjoy an artist, that you have a place to sit. They will not have that. Again, it's on front porches. I love the idea. For several years, we on WCRS have been play music on the porch, which is always, I think, the last Saturday in August. And we participate by playing music that we think people would be playing on the porch. So I am so glad to see that now we have our own Saturday Porch Fest. Would be cool to coordinate it with that worldwide festival, Play Music on the Porch. But this is their first festival. I think it's great. I hope you'll go out and support it. I'm sure there'll be food trucks and all this other stuff, but you can just go to these different vintage houses with great porches and sit there and listen to great different types of music. So check that out. All right. Yes, Saturday, 10 to 2 is the carnival at Piedmont Tech. Enjoyed a roller skating rink, a car show, and interactive games, and there's free admission to that. I'd like to see an on-site roller rink, so I'll have to go check that out. I'm going to be busy tomorrow. All right. What else do we have? Saturday over in Abbeville, they're having a busy day too. Abbeville Opera House hosts Shot Through the Heart, the Bon Jovi Experience. All shows at 7:30. Purchase your tickets. You can do it at the Abbeville Opera House. That's another one. There's something I am forgetting here. Those are in the future. Oh, yes, Saturday, 4 to 10, the annual Phoebes and Friends at Sports Break, which is over there on the Cross Creek Connector right here in Greenwood. This benefit concert features more than 20 musical acts of old guys and gals, ages 50 plus. Where does 50 become old? That's what I want to know. All right, proceeds this year are going to benefit the Greenwood County Veterans Affairs. Donations accepted at the door. That is Saturday from 4 to 10. We've talked about all the gardening going on. Also, Thursday through Saturday through Sunday, the Greenwood Community Theater invites you to Dare to Dream, a Disney musical review. Season sponsor, Duke Energy. So there you go. And, well, there you go. The book sale continues at the library today. It is through Monday. Open to the public at the main branch at the Greenwood County Public Library. Monday it ends at 1 o'clock. Other than that, it is open library hour. Proceeds go to the Friends of the Greenwood County Library. Those funds are then used to purchase books, materials, and supplies for various children, teen, adult, and literacy and ESL summer programs. So if you'd like to volunteer or learn more about Friends of the Library, call 864-941-4654. Again, that's 864-941-4654. 4654. Penny just said she wants to drive. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Anyways, there is so much going on, so many different things, and of course the lake is in full-blown coming of coming of the season. The weather is going to be beautiful. I got a dog on my arm. What's the deal here, Penny? All right, let's see. Yes, okay. I've had a couple of comments that say, Ann, you're on it. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't know if we can. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's not a new message. All right, just checking to make sure I got all the messages here. If you want to throw a comment in there, and you can do this anytime. If there is something that comes across your news or something that's bothering you, you can always just go to 864-332-9355. Drop me a message right in there. Would love to hear from you. Okay, let's check the weather, and I got to find out what's wrong with my needy Penny this morning. Right now it is 75 degrees out there. Feels like 75 degrees. It is sunny today. We're headed for a high of 89. Not a cloud in sight, it says, so let the temperature guide how you enjoy your day. Make sure, if you are going to be out, that you are using sunscreen. Sunscreen, please. Make sure you're using sunscreen, wear hats, etc. These are things that are necessary to be able to... Don't you hate it when they change a program where you've had it, where you always knew what was going on, where to look for things, and now you can't seem to find what you're looking for? Oh, I hate it. Friday. Saturday, it looks like a high of 90, low of 65. Sunday, a high of, now this is odd, high of 69, low of 44. High of 69 on Sunday, low of 44. 20% chance of rain, not a big chance of rain. Monday comes back in at 76, and then we start warming up again. By the end of next week, we're back up in the mid-80s. So, but Sunday's going to be a cool one. So, there you go, 69. I truly love this community. And I truly want only the best for our community. And I hate to see where individuals destroy the peace and the tranquility that we can have here in this community. So I hope that our police chief, our sheriff, can get together here and realize that they have constraints because they only have so many people, that we come up with a plan that can tamp this down before we become the wild, wild west here in Greenwood, South Carolina. We've worked very hard to get the numbers down here, and to see these numbers spiking like this with gun violence, one of the things as individuals that you all can do to help is don't leave any guns in your car unlocked. Don't leave a gun sitting in a car where somebody can see that there is a gun in the car. Please, please, take your guns inside, lock them up. I guess if you want to leave it and put it in the trunk, but don't let it, because what we have is groups going through, trying the handle of a door. If it opens, rifling through and seeing what they can find. People that leave guns in the car are just as much part of the problem as those that take them. If you leave something so somebody can get to it, you are part of the problem. Anyways, I'm Ann Eller. Let's solve the problem, Greenwood. just like my Shred It girl says. Shred it, Greenwood. We need to shred this attitude that it's okay to have guns, and when you are frustrated and upset about something, shoot off a gun. No, it's not. So, anyways, this Saturday, there is one other event that is going to be a very memorable event. It is down there at Long Canes at the Wisteria Park down there in Troy. That's at 119 Church Street. This is going to be the installation of 2 interpretive signs, which is very, very cool, that are actually been made from 2 paintings that Eric Williams has done. Now, they still have the original paintings, but they sent them off and had these turned into displays that can be outside, can be available 24/7. But that is going on at 1 o'clock. Now, I understand that these interpretive signs have been covered up and will not be uncovered until 1 o'clock on Saturday or thereabouts. They will have some speakers. They will have some refreshments. But this was an important battle that they've really had to work hard to find out about the battle. This is the thing. Nobody is exactly sure. And through the looking at historic logs, diaries, journals, etc., they have been able to determine more about this information. So Wade Harrison, along with Eric Williams and Chip Tinsley, were on the show last week. In fact, you can go back, you can watch it on Facebook, but I also believe it's already up on our website, WCRS 1450am.net, and check it out there if you'd like to watch it. But that is tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Wisteria Park in Troy, 119 Church Street. And they will have refreshments afterwards. But this is going to be a very nice event, commemorating a history and learning more about our history and what actually happened during the Revolutionary War. That, my friends, is now going to do it for me. I knew there was one more event I wanted to tell you about, and we've talked about it. The unveiling of the Battle of Long Canes interpretive signage down there in Troy. Have a great weekend. I'll be back in the morning. Who knows what we'll be doing, but we'll be playing great music, so I hope you'll tune in. Penny, can I drop, you want to say anything here at the end here? Look at this dog. She's got herself wrapped around my arm. I can't even move. This is Princess Penny. Have a good one, everybody. That is going to do it for us. Cue the music. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody.